What did you learn in school today, dear little boy of mine? What did you learn in school today, dear little boy of mine? This song was originally written by an American, but I've made my own version to hear a little bit more about what goes on in the schools all over the world. And in order to make it more understandable, I'll keep it all in English, and what's more natural than starting in English in England? Now, what did you learn in school today? Dear little chap of mine, tell me exactly what did the professor do in school today? Good old sport of mine. I learned that Britain used to be superior, and now it's a pity we're rather inferior. But what goes up must come down, exactly as it has been with the British pound. That's what the teacher said. That's in fact what Miss Thatcher said. And that's what we learn in school today. That's what we learn in school. Now, what do you learn in school today, little garçon, eh? Me? I learned that in a common market to have harmony, we must learn to make love to even Germany. So I learned to make love the old French ways. Who cares to whom, as long as it pays, eh? So that's what the teacher said, that's what the teacher said. And that's what we learn in school today. That's what we learn in school. What do you learn in school today, Schultz? By the way, a couple of years ago, I sang at a big party held in Elsinore, the northern part of Zealand in Denmark. And the occasion was the European Championship of Sea Fishing. And the guest of honor was the German Prince Richard von Berlenburg, who happens to be married to Danish Princess Benedikte. I don't know why. But he was there as the protector of the fish, I guess. And I made a special verse for him, and it goes like this. I learned that the Prince von Berlenburg is always on a fishing tour. And according to his own fishing tales, he will soon become the Prince of Wales. That's what we learn in school today. That's what we learn in school. What did you learn in school today, amigo? I'm going to tell you one special thing. Las castañetas. Just a little detail. I mean, either you can do it or you can't do it. That's... I happen to be able to do it. I mean, if you can't do it, don't get frustrated. I'm sure you can do lots of other things. You must be something, I'm sure. In Spain we have Costa Brava and Costa del Sol. And Costa whatever it's called. In Spain we learn how to fight a bull and how to make a tourist look like a fool. That's what we learn in school today. That's what we learn in school. Now tell me, kid, what did you pick up in school today? Dear little boy of mine. What did the bastards push you with? Dear little cowboy of mine. I learned that we were the first to put a man on the moon. And I'm sure we'll have a Kentucky Fried up there soon. Next step will be a military base, but of course just to protect the human race up in space, just in case. That's what we learn in school today. That's what we learn in school. What did they go to tell you in school today? What did they go to tell you about development of India? By the way, I'm very, very proud to be performing at this meeting at this opera theater. In India, we have many meetings, but very few opera theaters. In India, we have many gurus, but no rice and curry. No rice and curry. In Pakistan, there are toast butter jam. That means toast, butter, and jam. But no rice and curry. In Calcutta, no rice and curry, even if you hurry. But in New Delhi, we have that cheap Gandhi. And lot of problems. But no rice and curry, a very sad story, I'm sorry. That's what we learn in school today. That's what we learn in school. Bambino, trovi pronto, trovi immediatamente. I learned how to cook a soup and minestrone. And that Italian man can make a love all alone. that Federico Fellini is a molto fantastic, and how to make a pizza for export in a plastic. That's what we learn in school today. That's what we learn in school. Now, what did you learn in school today? Dear little boy of mine, tell me what did you learn in school today? Dear little boy of mine, you know, I was in New York the other year. But it's very hard for a Swede to speak English, you know. Where to put the word and where to put the pressure. And where to put the whole damn thing. But I learned, ladies and gentlemen, when I had my breakfast in the morning, that you put on the bread, on the butter, this sweet stuff, you know. It's not pronounced yum. It's pronounced jam. But now they've changed it to jelly. I learned that Swedish cars are second to none. And that Bofors is our hottest gun. And that even if we can build some fine machines, we cannot sink the submarines. That's what we learn in school today. That's what we learn in school. Now, what did you learn in school today, man? I mean, you had been to school, not? I thought it enough, man. I learned that Denmark is a little land, and in Denmark we do not understand what the big world outside wonders for, and then we did not learn no more. Besides that we have Tivoli, the Little Mermaid, and a lousy economy, man. That's what we learn in school today. That's what we learn in school. Look, I should have had a Norwegian version. And I asked a Norwegian to be kind enough to switch over to English so that I could hear how a Norwegian speaks English. And then he said, of course I can speak English. No problem. But I don't think my English is very typical from Norwegian. I mean, I happen to have been studying for 22 years in England. Or was it 23? So I definitely think you'll have to find somebody else. And I never found somebody else, so I still don't know how they speak English. That's what we learn in school today. That's what we learn in school. Hva har du lært I skolan om I dag? Dear little nonny of mine. Little strákur. I learned that Keflavik terminal we can hardly afford, since tax cheating has become a national sport. And drinking Björliki can be a dangerous experiment, but that Victis is a very beautiful president. That's what we learn in school today.